So, welcome in, guys, for today's training. Excited for today. I know everyone is busy, so I don't want to take too much of your time, but I do want to give you this information because I know how transformative it can be for your gym. All right, so today's topic is straight up how to add 20 members per month like clockwork. All right, and I know that this can work because I did it at my gyms and I helped many other gym owners to deploy it. All right, so let's get into the discussion at hand. So, if you guys don't know who I am, nice to meet you. My name's Dustin Bogle. I scaled from 1 to 6 locations in just 6 years. And the way that I did it is the systems I'm going to be teaching you here today. It's the same services that we offer at Gym Reinforcements. And so I'm really excited to show it to you guys. So essentially, what it is I wanted to just also highlight that I'm a big giver to the industry and I give in multiple channels. So if you are a Facebook group person, join my Facebook group. Every week I drop what's called a value bomb, which is a tip to help you grow your gym and get more members through your doors. If you're a podcast person, I have a podcast called Reinforce Your Gym. And so you can listen to me on the go, lots of marketing and sales tips. And if you're a leadership nerd like me, then pick up my book with the same title, Reinforce Your Gym. It is an Amazon bestseller. Just search my name or Reinforce Your Gym, and you can pick up a copy there. So there's a bunch of happy people who ordered it and loved it. And so again, let that be proof that there's a lot of gym owners who are taking action and seeing good results from that book. All right. Now, enough about me. I want to shift gears and talk about you. All right. Whether you are a single location owner that is just breaking even or even just trying to get to profitable, or a single location owner that is profitable, but you want to scale, you want to maximize the profitability, or you're a multi-location owner that just wants to duplicate success, meaning you already open multiple, but maybe they have different levels of success and you got to smooth it out and make them have more even results, right? And I know that that happens because I had multiple locations and I had some that were more successful than others. And you got to, learn how to like get those systems dialed in. So here's my agenda for today. I'm going to cover three main systems that are going to help you grow your gym. One is a marketing focus, one is a nurture focus, and the third is a sales focus. All right. When you combine all three together, you will get more members, more profit, and more freedom. All right. So I'm going to start with the marketing one, and that is right here with the Hydra method. All right. So if you are a Facebook nerd like me and you love learning about Facebook ads, then you know that there was recently an update, and that's what this addresses, this specific method. All right. So if you don't know about what a Hydra Dragon is, just for my non-nerds out there, it's a mythical creature, a multi-headed dragon that had regenerative abilities that when you cut off one head, two would grow back, making it very difficult to kill. Well, I want your ads to be difficult to kill, right? And so how does this apply? Well, recently Facebook did an Andromeda update, and what they're saying to the marketplace is we want more creative. We don't want you to be lazy and load a bunch of ads that look and feel the same. We want every ad to be different. And we will then take that and push it out for you and find out which creative the market likes the best. So they're favoring lots of creative and very different creative on your ads. And what that does is it creates faster feedback loops that you are sending to Meta, but that requires of you to be doing constant creative refresh. I mean, someone really needs to be doing this full time, is loading new images, new videos into the algorithm so that you can get the best performance. And so the way that we look at it is when we do look at your ads every day, after a few days of learning, if it is not performing, we kill it, which is kind of like cutting off one of those dragon heads, and then we load two new creatives into there, right? Hence the name, the Hydra method. So if you have 5 images loaded and one stops doing well, we'll kill it, we'll load two more. Now it's actually at 6 creatives, right? And so we keep doing that so that there's plenty of variety for the algorithm to push out to your market. So what is, dependent on this? Like the things that you are marketing on your ads will determine the creatives that we want to put in there. So if you have men and women, or you just do one gender, let's say you're women only, well, that gives us a lot more creative angles, right? We can have one ad with men on it for the guys, and we can have one ad with women, and we can have one ad with both genders. Like that gives us a lot of like movement. But if you're women only, well, we're gonna have to make sure we got a lot of pictures because you are only one gender gym, right? The other one is age range. Do you work with middle age, older adults, 60 plus? Like again, the more range you have there, the more creatives we can test. And then the big thing, I want to stress this the most, gym owners, is a lot of offers are often focused on time and not outcomes. And that is a big sin in marketing because no one is interested about getting time, right? Like that sounds like a job. You give me this much time, I'll give you this much money. But that's often how we sell fitness. Give me 7 days and I'll only charge you $30. Give me 30 days and I'll only charge you $200, whatever it is. But that it's just not a sexy sell. Put yourself in the customer's shoes. Does that sound exciting and appetizing and just anything like, but what do people actually want? They want the outcome of what will come from that time, right? So it'd be like losing body fat, gaining energy, increasing confidence. These are things that someone would happily hand you multiple $100 bills to get more of, right? And so that's what you want to be focusing on your ads. So a few that we're going to be focusing on in 2026 is obviously the big, gorilla with fitness is fat loss and body transformation. So that's just one of the outcomes. The other one is confidence. We're going to have a whole different ad set that's going to speak to people building confidence. The third is around energy and health, getting off meds, sleeping better, things like that. The fourth, this isn't a body outcome, but it's a life outcome, and that is saving time, right? So by calling out if you do short, intense workouts, if they only got to come 3 times a week, that you built it with a busy parent in mind or a busy business professional in mind, that's going to draw the right person towards you, right? And then the fifth optional one, and it's optional because not all gyms do this. This is for my performance gyms that help people win more in sports and perform better on the field. We're gonna have a performance outcome, where it's like, hey, do you want to perform better? Do you want to win more? Then that ad copy will be written for them. So this is just the ad copy, the words. Then we take all the images and videos, and now we have so much variety. We will find a lot of good leads for you at a very low price because of that variety, right? So here's what we found of the best performing creatives. We've been doing this for over 6 years now, over $12 million generated for gyms. And so here's the truth. These are the creatives that we see working great time and time again. First of all, smiling. Fitness can be very intimidating and mean mugging. So get a photo of you and a group of clients smiling, right? After those endorphins, the sweaty selfies, whatever you want to call it, happy, smiling group of people in your gym. That's number one. Number two is a coach, an approachable looking coach. Again, also smiling, looking fit, looking professional, doing their thing, coaching people on form, high-fiving. We don't want the arms crossed and mean mugging look, right? That's not going to work good on ads. The third is testimonials of your clients. Get them to get their phone out and take a 1 minute video saying about how you transformed their life, and with their permission, run that as an ad. All right. The fourth is a sneak peek into your workouts. This is those quick edit videos where it shows someone slam a ball and then do a push up and then lift a barbell, and it's like fun and exciting. What they want to see is the type of exercises and the type of people, most importantly, that you have in your gym. And then the last one is we have various AI video creation technology that we can use to create an AI video. But we model it off of videos that you send us, so it has that same energy and vibe and brand, right? So these are the top five. Again, I'm just giving that to you as free game so you can make your ads perform better. And we have an a collection system. And so, every month we cross our fingers. We hope that owners will send us more and more creative because we want to help your ads perform better. Some owners are good about it, some aren't. It really, I know, depends on your team, and if you can ask them to do a lot more video and photos so that it's not all on your lap. So if you got a team member that enjoys that type of stuff, I would really encourage you to put that crown on their head and say, you're the content person. I need you capturing lots of photo and video and sending it to our agency so they can load that. But this is our wish list, is that you get 2 or 3 member testimonials a month. You get 10 to 12 photos of just sessions in action. You get one educational video. That's it, one, where it's a talking, camera type of video where you could be talking about things that are trending, like right now, water fasts are trending and peptides. Just talk to the camera and educate. It could be a fat loss tip, like how to do your form correctly on a movement. It could be calorie deficit. And then it could also be like just what makes your gym different. Just talk to the camera and say, hey, a lot of people wonder what makes us different. Here it is, right? Item one, two, and three. Those are great educational videos. And then finally, if your team is really, into trends and making funny skits, I'm sure you've seen a million of these things on social media, have them take a trending video and then do their version of it at your gym. Those work great because what we're seeing is more and more is entertainment leads to followers and entertainment leads to just opt-ins and buyers, right? And so that's why you see a lot of businesses trending towards making things that are very shareable and funny and light and not so serious and like telling people what to do. So kind of like have more fun with your team and plan content days. So that is our asset collection system. We send this once a month. We ask our owners for it so we can make their ads stay fresh. Now, that is the Hydra system for your ads. Okay, like I said, there's going to be three systems we're going to cover. Your second one here is how you then follow up with those leads and nurture them, right? This is an art and a science. And so the system we teach is called the Fortune follow-up system. So what is it? It's having a dedicated appointment setter living in your CRM all day so they can have speed to lead and they can execute best practices around lead nurture. All right. So I'm going to explain a little bit more about what that means. Number one, it's stacking your calendar, booking appointments, right? And how do they do that? Well, they got to have speed to lead, which is 5 minute or less reach out after an opt-in. They have to be consistent about it. Sometimes, a coach or a manager gets excited for Monday and then Tuesday they're not excited, then Wednesday they're excited again, and it's up and down. We need someone doing it every day with the same energy. Okay. Number three, multi-channel reach out, not just text, text, text. Some people like to talk on the phone. Some people want to read an email. They're more an email person. Like there are preferences. Like I'm one of those people. I personally don't like to get text offers from businesses. I'd rather they be in my email, and when I'm ready, I will, book a call, and then I want to talk to them on the phone. That's just my preference. Everyone has their own, right? So like some people might say, I never want to get on a call. I'd rather they just watch a webinar and then I'm going to self checkout. Like that's up to you, but that is an important part of nurture. Then there's a power dialer, a powerful tool we use in Go High Level where it's a hands-free caller, meaning they can have a headset and they can still be texting while they hear the ringing going on in their headset and waiting for a pickup, right? They also ideally are going to work a little bit later in the day, right? People with money have a 9 to 5. Business owners are working during the day. They don't have time for their personal stuff. It's usually at the end of the day they can finally look into that stuff. So that we found to be a big game changer. And then with AI, it's not at the place where I think you can have 100% of your nurture done by a bot because right now, at best, it can do is inbound responses. It can do outbound without being told or without, getting instructions. So like a human plus AI solution is what we believe works best right now. And so we have a person that's working 8 hours a day and then AI covers when they're out of shift, right? Nights, weekends, holidays, things like that. So that is the first layer. There's three layers within Fortune follow-up. But I will tell you this, after owning many gyms and knowing many gym owners and knowing many coaches, your coaches do not like lead nurture. In fact, they hate it. That is not what they became a coach to do, is to chase leads all day. They want to chase people on their squat form. They want to chase people on their protein consumption. These things they're excited to do. They don't love following up with leads. So when you go to them and you ask them to do it, will they agree? Yes, because they don't want to say no to you and they want to do what they can to help. But if you really, really got into their head and asked, do you love it? Are you bringing positive energy? Are you chasing people with excitement? They would answer you flat out, no, I'm doing it just because it needs to be done. It's not fun. And you don't want someone owning something so critical to your business, bringing that wrong type of energy. So my stance is I don't want coaches doing follow-up. Do I want them to sell an appointment? Sure. Like they're excited for that, to basically be the star player that shows up and they're like, I'm the closer. I just want a sidekick that is my setter, that fills my calendar up. I feel like that's the right way to go. I don't think they like setting for themselves. All right, so that's layer one, is just booking appointments. Layer two is making sure we got a good show rate. And there's a few tricks we use at Gym Reinforcements to help with that. And so this is, again, just free value to you. Number one, add scarcity. If your gym has like 100 slots open on the calendar, that actually screams we're very available, which means we're needy and we don't got enough clients, right? So you want to say, hey, we have limited spots available, which is true. You don't have unlimited, but you only want to open up curtain number one and curtain number two to them. You don't want to open up your whole calendar. So you could say, hey, I have tomorrow at 11, I have tomorrow at 1. Which one works better for you? So we drip out choices in an A and B split. We don't say we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. We have 11 and 1. Which one works for you? And if they push back neither, we'll give them two new choices. But that shows a sign of scarcity, right? That you're busy, which you are, and we have limited spots. All right. Then the next thing is sales tension. So a lot of times the reason sales don't happen is there's no tension behind the person needing to make a decision. They can just buy whenever. And if people can buy whenever, they buy never. And so the easiest thing you can do is when you're running an offer is to add a deadline. Cut it off. You can run another round of it right after, but people, you'll find the most sales come in the last 72 hours before a deadline. So right now, we're doing a 6 week program and we have a deadline later on in the month. And I've been telling the owners we work with, if it goes great, you fill it up, run a round two, a group two right after it. If you're not happy with the sales number, it's a sign that people weren't interested in that offer and we got to change directions and load up a whole new offer. But that tension comes from you saying, it starts this date. Are you in or you out? This is when the group begins. I know we'd rather have just like rolling Mondays, but a lot of times it just doesn't add any tension and people just drag their feet and that works against your goals, right? Then another thing we do on our calls is we use commitment questions. So we say, hey, I got you booked tomorrow for 11 a.m. Can I count on you to be there? And if you can't, can you do me a favor and call us and let us know? Right? And it's a very soft ask, but it's a commitment tie down that, you're saying, can I count on you to be there? The person says yes, they are higher likely to show up because they don't want to be a liar and say something to you and then do the opposite, right? People want their actions to match their words. And if you can't make it, can you at least call us and notify us, right? As a courtesy. That makes it so that you don't have this moment where you're at the gym and just they didn't show up and they didn't tell you, which is the worst. Now, if it continues to happen, you have a lot of people wasting your time and no showing, we got to do the card on file trick, right? We got to say, hey, we're not going to run your card, but I do need you to give me your card number and I'm going to put it on file. And here's what we're going to do. If you don't show up, we do have to unfortunately charge a $10 fee for holding that spot. But the good news is when you become a member, we'll roll that $10 over to that and we'll apply it as a credit, right? So that way it's a win-win. And the last thing to improve show rate is just really hype up and edify the closer. Whoever they're meeting with, talk them up. All right. Make them sound like they're going to go meet with a celebrity, whatever certifications they have, how many years of experience, or if there's just personality things, like they're so easy to talk to, they're so welcoming, like whatever you want to do to add on that layer of like, this person's awesome that you're meeting with. I can't wait. The person will be excited now to show up to their appointment. You don't have to do all this chasing. So those are a few things that again, our setters do, or you guys can apply to your own team to improve your show rate. And then the last part is the actual call script. All right. We call these qualifying calls when we're operating from a setter standpoint or a QC. These are just like a quick microwave call, is what we call it, right? They're 7 to 12 minutes. It's not a full-blown discovery. That's what they're going to do at the gym. It's just filtering for any red flags, right? That's really what it is. It's a red flag filter. So what we do is our setters introduce themselves as a concierge agent. All right. So that's just like a fancy term of like, hey, I'm here to kind of like communicate with you about what we do and to just make sure it's a good fit. I am not a fitness coach. I can't answer fitness and nutrition questions. Don't ask me about keto. Don't ask me about your knee injury. I don't know. I just know about our program and I want to just make sure it's a good fit and they'll take good care of you, right? And that is what you expect from, a setter. It's not for them to be a full-blown trainer and to be answering technical questions. So here's the typical things they're asking on the QC or qualifying call. First of all, do you live in the area, right? We don't want those far off leads that aren't going to be able to come in 3 times a week. What is your main fitness goal? And does that match what we offer, right? If you tell me I want to improve my marathon time and we don't do any marathon training, well, red flag. I got to tell you, hey, we're not actually the right gym for you. Are you serious about making a change, right? So that's testing their commitment. And then I want to just give a quick, brief snapshot into what makes our gym different because a lot of people don't understand this when it comes to sales. Different is the easiest thing to sell. People always want different, right? They're like, oh, there's a new restaurant coming into town. Well, what makes it different, right? Oh, there's a new movie. Well, what makes it different? And so, like, everyone's complaining about just, them redoing sequels and sequels because it's not different. We don't want to see the same movie 7 times, all right? And so, like, people just want different, and different makes it feel like, oh, maybe it's going to work differently for me this time because I haven't tried that yet. I tried Pilates. I tried, intermittent fasting, but I never went to a small group training facility. Maybe that's what I've been needing. That's why you want to really hit on the different, right? And then the setter will book the appointment and then just set expectations. And that goes back up here to layer two, which is, hey, there's not a lot of spots. Can I count on you to be on there? And then, like, I can't wait for you to meet with this GM. They're awesome, and edify them, right? So that's the third layer of the Fortune follow-up system is make sure we are booking appointments with these strategies. We're using these strategies to improve the show rate. And this is basically what we're talking about on that call, right? So, just a heads up, guys, if you're hiring for a setter, this is something that we offer. We can place setters for you, but even if you're going to go and hire your own, this is just like, again, behind the scenes of what we look for. Number one, a actual sales background. We don't want to be their first sales job. We want someone with history and experience and being mindful of, like, people will just BS a lot around saying I have a sales background, right? Like, technically, if you've sold one protein bar, you can now say for the rest of your life, I've done sales, right? So I've just learned to screen that because I've had too many coaches just, I guess just BS me and I fell for it. Like, yeah, yeah, I've sold at my other gym I was at, or yeah, I'm great at sales. And then they tell me about the one package they sold. But what I failed to ask is, like, what were your KPIs? What was your best month? What was your average month? And just really digging into it. Well, we do that with our setters, right? So they have a sales background. Then second, just a clear sound quality. They articulate well. They pronounce their words well. They don't have grammar issues. They have a good sounding headset. Like, just basic things that make a big difference. And then they're upbeat and they're friendly, right? Positive people want to buy from positive people. Well, you want to draw more positive people into your gym, have positive people on the phones, right? High energy, upbeat people that are happy to serve, right? And then finally, we do offer two options. We can hire a setter for you here, US or offshore if you're on a budget. Both are great. Again, we've seen very similar results from both. It's just more of a preference thing for the owner. So that is system two. We're going to move here into system three, which is selling with the one meeting close. I don't know about you guys. I don't like chasing people. I don't like having two or three follow-up calls. I just want to close the deal and get a decision the first time we meet. And that's what I used at my gyms. And that's what I'm going to show you how we did it here on this system. So it's just a one meeting close, right? One and done. And that way you can be more efficient with your time and you don't got to chase them. So it's obviously pretty self-explanatory. You're meeting them at one point or one meeting, and you're just removing those follow-up steps. So here's where it begins that a lot of people miss. The one meeting close begins with your branding, messaging, and positioning. All right, what does that mean? It means you want to have three things really dialed in. That you speak to one core avatar. Can you have some other sub avatars or ideal clients? Yes, but there should be one that reigns supreme, that 80% of your clients fall into this avatar type. They all get one problem solved with your offer or solution in your gym, right? So example would be, I help 40-plus-year-old women to transform their body, lose body fat with my small group training program, right? One avatar, one problem, one solution. That is your branding, messaging, and positioning. What tends to happen with gyms is on a small business owner budget, they try to or match a big box gyms model, right? So they'll launch a kids program and they'll launch an older adult program and then they'll have like a men's only program and then they'll say we're gonna have yoga. And it's like, dude, these are all different budgets. Do you have the budget to offer to run ads for all of them separately? And the answer is you don't. You don't have enough money to promote a kids program and your yoga and your small group training and your one-on-one and your older adult program. These are things you do when you get to big box and you have very deep pockets, right? So you got to be a scrappy small business owner and become the king, a category king or queen of one avatar, one problem, one solution. That the minute someone has a problem, they call you, right? This is very applicable in home services. Like a plumber just focuses on plumbing. He doesn't get pest control. He doesn't start becoming a roofer. He's just like, I'm the best plumber. When you have problems with your pipes, call me and I'll be right there. And we know how to box these home services. It's like, oh, I don't like how my lawn looks, call the landscaper. We got pests, call the pest control. And we can then easily, our brains know what to search for. We know what to go Google. But if you're just ABC Fitness, and I have no idea who is your avatar, your problem, and your solution, I will never search you. I will never refer to you. I'll just call you a gym, right? And that is the unfortunate thing that affects most gyms that I talk to is that they're just everything for every one gym and they don't position themselves as the king of one thing. All right. So why is this also powerful for your marketing? Well, here's what your client thinks when you focus on one car avatar with one problem and one solution is they think to themselves, ah, you got me. You know what I'm dealing with. You understand me. You know what I'm going through. And then also, not only do you understand me, you help other people like me. I see all the other clients in here and they're like me, and that's awesome. And then you know what? You're going to be an expert in my problem because I see you just obsess on this problem and you focus on it. And that is what's going to help you to do a one meeting close. When they say to you, I got to go shop around, is you fail to make them feel like you get them, you help other people like them, and you feel you're an expert in their problem, right? They can kind of see that you're splintered over everything and they don't feel like certain that you are the best at what you do, right? So that is the biggest thing you can do is just look at who are your favorite clients. You don't have to immediately go and follow the trend of who is 80% of your clients today. You could have a vision of a different set of clients you want to work with in the future, but you got to decide and you got to put all your marketing firepower behind getting the word out to that person because that will make you a very profitable gym owner. All right. So it all starts there. Before we get into the discovery meeting, before we get into the, sales tips, it starts with what are you putting out to the world so that they know who to refer you for. All right. Then we get into the actual like tactics of that sales appointment. So before a discovery begins, which is what I would call like some people would call it like a consultation or a starting point session or a kickoff meeting, whatever you call it, like at the end of the day, we're there to discover their problem and present our solution. So pre-discovery, think about giving them white glove experience. Like literally thinking of your gym as not a gym, but a hotel that happens to have a gym in it, right? So what would you want to see? Surgically clean facility, right? Especially if you're going for the upper end of the market, they will judge you harshly on the cleanliness and organization. And I'm talking desk to dumbbells because gym owners can be a little psycho about turning their dumbbells all face up, but then the desk is a mess and the audio equipment is everywhere and the bathrooms are nasty and they're just psycho about the gym only. Everything has to be extremely neat and clean and organized if you want to attract high net worth individuals. All right. So that's where it begins is just looks. Like it or not, people are going to judge you on the looks of your space. So clean it up, make it look good, make it look like a high-end hotel. All right. Then you obviously want to say their first name. Hey, John, so nice to meet you. Susan, I've been expecting you. Welcome. Meet them at the door. Don't have them walking in, asking around. I'm supposed to meet Dustin. Where's he at? No, that you're already lost. You're unprepared. These people are very harsh and they will have high expectations. If you expect to sell high price points, you got to raise your own bar. And I'm talking small group training facilities charging 350, 400 a month, one-on-one people going for 500 to 1,000 a month. You can't play games, right? Like, welcome to the big time. You got to act like it. Um, Offer them a water bottle that activates reciprocity. Here, have a seat. Can I get you a water bottle, right? Like, I'm already setting an example of this is how we do things. We have white glove service here. And then I want to read them their notes so that we can both be on the same speed before we get into the discussion. All right, Susan, welcome in. So excited. Let me just look at my notes. So just to recap, you said you're looking to achieve this. You do live in the area. You have worked with a trainer before, and your concerns are your knee. And so I'm excited to talk about that more and see which one of our programs might be a good fit. So let's get into it, right? And so like, boom, we're brought up to speed. We did the greeting thing. I made him feel bougie, sitting him down, and now let's get to business, right? So in my book, I don't have enough time to go over it today. I have a very simple sales process or script, I should say, called the charm sales process or sales script. And basically, it's an acronym for these things. Okay, so C is crack a smile. That goes back to that show you're happy and smiling and positive, because fitness is always about intimidation and mean mugging and looking like just very rough and tough. So get them disarmed, because they can be really, like just uptight about things. Then we get into the how can I help, right? And that typically prompts the surface answers like I want to lose weight, I want to feel better, but we know that that's coming. So then the A is now ask about the pain. And that's where we ask things like how does that make you feel? And why are you motivated to make a change now? Why didn't you call me 6 months ago? And wow, you said you tried those three things. That must feel terrible that you spent so much money and time, right? Like, tell me more, right? So, like, I'm trying to make them emotional. I don't want to just go, I want to lose weight and then membership options, because we're in that very logical side of our brain. I need to shift them into emotional. And I say, do not move to the fourth step until you sense emotion is being activated. And until you do, you just got to keep, as they call it, peeling the onion. Why? Because when you peel an onion to the core, you start crying, right? Tears appear. That's how you know you got to the emotion. But if I just do the surface, like we're gonna just be talking from a logical brain, and the logical brain says, "Let me go look at all the gyms and find the cheapest one," and that way I'm a good steward of my money. We don't want that. We want to be the first gym that's like, whoa, they really care. They listen. They got into my feelings. I never had a gym do that before. This place is different. From the white glove experience to the questions they asked, like everything was top notch. Doesn't matter what you charge now, you're going to get it, right? So the fourth one is then after I get that emotion triggered, I want to reveal the solution. So this is where I present my options. And if I did a good job, again, back up here with my branding, messaging, and positioning, my ideal client should be sitting right in front of me. My offer should match them perfectly, right? If I have a 15-year-old that wants to get better at football, I could do all these steps, and when I go to reveal my solution, because again, I'm going to go to my personal experience, I own body transformation gyms, it's going to be such a mismatch. It's a total miss. And so that got back. I was like, how did I get here? Why is this person sitting in front of me? Where did I go wrong with my branding, messaging, and positioning? That, if you get this right, that's why it makes sales so easy, because the right person just keeps sitting across from you at your desk and you're just closing like hotcakes. It's at the top of the funnel, right? So I reveal my options, my memberships, and then I make the sale, right? Boom, money banked, member locked in, life changed. And so that is making that sale. So that is a very rushed version of that. If you want a more detailed, like I said, go grab the book and read that chapter on the charm sales script. But that's, again, meant to be so simple. You can train it to anyone on your team and they can crush it. And if they miss something, you can just go through 5 steps and say, which one did we skip and why? And let's role play, and let's role play, and let's role play. And that's that. All right, so now I know make the sale is just 3 words, so I want to give you some more detail about what that exactly means. Okay, Dustin, nice, just make the sale. But give me some more help there. What do I do when you make the sale? Well, it means make them an offer they can't refuse. And if you've seen The Godfather, you know why that picture's there, right? So it's not just make them an offer, make them a Godfather offer, which is code for it's so good they can't say no, right? So the easiest thing to layer in is around the one topic everyone's thinking about, and that's money, an incentive. Create some sort of fast action bonus or a same day incentive. This is the biggest tool to help you have a one meeting close. Is if I just say the right thing here and now, we will get a close and I don't have to chase them for weeks and months. So popular ones that work, some sort of discount on their first month. Maybe they get 30% off. Or maybe you throw in a bonus, 3 semi-private sessions. You're like, hey, I usually do a 1-on-6, but I'm going to do some 1-on-2s or some 1-on-3s for 3 of your sessions to make sure you get a lot of care. Maybe I'll give you 1-on-1s, right? But like make it more in line with what they want. We have a member challenge coming up. We have a member 6-week challenge. I'm going to add you in. It's usually an extra $100. I'm going to put you in it for free. There's extra accountability. There's extra nutrition, right? That could be an incentive. Nutrition coaching, right? If you do it or someone on your team does, same as giving one-on-one PT, I'll give you 2 nutrition coaching sessions, but help them understand what they're getting and how it's going to help them achieve their goals, because they might hear these words and not know what a member challenge is or what nutrition coaching or what's the difference between small group and one-on-one. So you got to explain it and how it's going to help them. and then say, but I can only give that to you if you sign up with me here now, right? And today. And so really what you want to do is you want to use an incentive that aligns with their goals, which is if it's strength or body transformation or get rid of pain, something that like that they would want. Here's what I've seen gym owners use, and I don't think it works, is number one, in-body scans. Like, sorry, bro, no one wants your in-body scans. Like, they don't love it. We're the weirdos that geek out about these things and DEXA scans and body readers and the average person doesn't give a crap, right? So don't try to dangle that. Like, I'll give you two in-body scans, I'll give you six. Like, good luck. How about enrollment fees? People feel nickel and dimed over registration fees and enrollment fees. So like waiving them, I feel like that could be part of it, but I don't feel like that could be the full incentive. You could say, I'll give you $0 enrollment and I'll give you two PT sessions. Now we're talking, but you're like, I'll just give you zero enrollment. They're like, it kind of just feels like a BS fee anyway, and it doesn't really budge them. And the last thing is like branded t-shirts and shakers and things like that. Like none of them, I think, like are really excited to get your swag as a kickoff thing. Like, does it feel good to get it? Yes, but like at the end of the day, I don't think it pushes people above over the edge to make a buying decision. Um, so the final thing I would say around this is the auto enroll. So you guys do this when you sign up for streaming, right? They give you a month or a week and it's either $1 or free, and then your membership kicks in. A lot of apps do this too, right? They call it freemium. Like, hey, your next 14 days is a trial, it's free, and then it's $9.99 a month after. So you just want to treat, if you do trials, just treat it as the beginning of the membership, right? Like, I don't know why idea came to me when I owned the gyms. You know, I've sold them now, but I always looked at it as like, hey, the trial it's not trial then membership. It's trial is built into a membership. So you have a 52-week membership. If you give a 2-week trial price, you just go into that membership and you edit the first 2 weeks. Like they're in a membership, their first 2 weeks is there. So what they basically are allowed to do is anytime in that trial period, they can opt out, right? There's no cancel fee. When the trial period is over, then cancellation fees are activated. It's like a no commitment time that you can try it out. So like that's where you can offer a discount. Like I'll give you 2 weeks trial. You can have love it or leave it. If you don't love it, I'll let you leave it. No penalties. And I'll go in and I'll edit the 30% off those first 2 weeks. And then it's, weekly billing after that at full price. Any questions, right? Like I'm just assuming you're becoming a member when this trial is over, unless you speak up. And that works just like a charm, right? So like I would just say that's how everybody should sell because that was just like a no friction way. And if someone said, well, that's weird, can I just buy the trial and sign up for member? The comeback is always, this is just how we've always done things. Sorry, no, this is our process. Like, and I've never lost a sale because of that. Never. So that is the process I'd recommend you use. All right, guys. So as we come to the finish here, just want to ask the big question. Are you ready to call in the reinforcements, right? That's my cheesy line for gym reinforcements. So we do two things. All right. If you need help with either one, they are a la carte or you can get both. If you want our help to run your ads on Meta, Facebook, Instagram, do that Hydra method, we'd be happy to do it. We know it's a big lift, but I give you a legit our process if you want to do it yourself. Or you want us to place one of our setters, right? We do have awesome setters that are a human plus AI solution. They're doing calls, they're doing text, they're doing email, they're working your leads, all the best practices. That way you don't have to worry about it. And we pride ourselves on being one of the most budget-friendly agencies in the space. We just don't want to leave any gym owner behind. We want everyone to have a solution to help them grow their business. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, just go ahead and book a call at gymreinforcements.com. It's going to look like this screenshot here. Click the button as you see there, the gold button, book a call, and you'll talk with our team, and we'll just basically have a quick discussion about what you need and where we can help. No pressure. Leave your credit card at home. We're not going to strong arm you. Either we're a good fit for you or we're not. All right. We're not going to push you. All right. So, guys, hopefully this was helpful. And like I said, the three systems that would just completely transform your business is to load up a lot of creative and use the Hydra method. Then when you're doing the fortune follow-up, make sure you're using these three layers. And then finally, sell with a one meeting close. All right. You don't need to chase them if you use these weapons, right? These are weapons of mass closing right here. And finally, if you need help, we want to help you out. All right. So go ahead and book a call. Hope that you enjoyed this. And for those that RSVP'd, you will get access to this notes as well. And appreciate you guys. And I will see you on the next one. All right. Later.